Hi, and welcome to this episode of Come Together Bookworms. This episode is brought to you by Red Bull, the energy drink that gives you wings, and Cheerios, America's favorite oatmeal in the shape of a Taurus. I'm your host, Brandon Bailey, and today we're going to talk about the book Fahrenheit 451. The book was released back in 1953 by the author Ray Bradbury. And with me today to talk about the movie is author, film critic, and part-time race driver Matthew Brown. Welcome, Matthew.
Thank you, Brandon, for letting me on this podcast.
So, recently, the movie version of Fahrenheit 451 was released in the cinema. The movie is about a so called fireman by the name Montauk. The reason why I say so called is because a fireman in the movie is a guy that burns old literature prior to putting out fires. Montauk is living his normal life as a normal citizen doing his job burning old books, until he met a girl called Clarice, who showed him what freedom and real happiness was. He then joins the side to fight against the government. So, Matthew, you've read the book and watched the movie. How do you like it?
Well, overall, I think that the movie was okay.
Okay. What makes you feel like the movie was only okay?
Well, one of the first things we see in the movie is that they live in a different society than we do. And they have these big life screens on the side of the buildings where the society can watch along. And we see that the society does not have any freedom to do what they want. As you said before, they're not allowed to own literature. But the movie describes the society in a bit different way than the book does. In the movie, the society watch the firemen burn literature and watch alongside on their social medias. We can see that everyone is cheering on the firemen, but in the book we does not hear about the society's part of the burning. The book only describes the firemen burning literature, and in the movie there are also some characters missing, and the movie kinda have a different plot, but I will come back to that later.
So, understood correctly, there's definitely some points that you're very dissatisfied with. Um, am I right, assuming? Um, but were there any points in the movie that you found positively interesting?
Well, some of the interesting points in the movie is that Montag and the fire captain Beatty have a pretty close relationship that we do not see in the book. In the movie, Beatty and Montag are almost like brothers or family, and Beatty is also training Montag to become the next fire captain after himself due to their close relationship. And later on in the movie, when Montag have changed sides, Beatty does still try to bring Montag back to the fire side, because Beatty will not let Montag forget that the fact that he is a fireman and kinda test him in different ways.
So like another part is like as far as I know, that's also like one specific person that plays a huge role in the book, but is left unpresent in the movie. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, you are obviously talking about Montag's wife, Mildred.
How do you feel about such an important person being left out, and why do you think the director decided to do so?
Well, I think it's interesting because Mildred in the book was described as the society in one person. Through Mildred, we saw that the society, well, what the society was like, and in the book, we hear her taking a lot of these pills who make her forget everything and kinda ignore everything around them. Um, but in the movie, Mildred is nowhere to be found. I think the reason they cut her out of the script is because we already get this feeling about the society through the social media on these screens. And everyone is in the book, ignoring a war we hear through radio and is mentioned several times. But in the movie, we hear about it in the first 5 minutes, and then we do not hear about it again. And a big change in the movie is also that Clarice is alive through the whole movie to guide Montag, but in the book she's killed quite early.
So, looking at the movie and comparing it to the book, do you feel that the ultimate goal of portraying society as being wrong and history and knowledge and freedom is important to gain true happiness is shown well in the movie?
Yeah, well, in the movie does show that or what literature can open up for. For example, we see that in the movie Montag is kinda he's finding the love that he doesn't have in the start because he doesn't have his wife, and he found real happiness when he's spending time with Clarice. So I guess that the book and the movie does kind of have the same goals about learning about um, real happiness.
Hmm. On a final note, would you recommend this movie to a friend or another film critic?
Well, if I should recommend this movie to anyone, it would only be if you have to watch a movie for entertainment on a Sunday or another day. But if we watch the movie to compare it to the book, then I would not recommend the movie because of the big difference.
Hmm. That's all we have today, folks. Tune in next week where we'll be talking about the book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar.